Hello there, it's me again. This time, as you can probably tell from the title, an update on, I guess, what you would call progress. Progress on that is on the Notepad for SuperPad, triple plus sharp, whatever. Yeah, you better disregard that. It's been a trying experience. Now, however, the result is not so ugly. Let's see now. Well, let me just run. I had a lot of trouble, and I'm still a little unsure about how to go about this current file thing, which is this struct, which I've finally named it TS something, but it's still just in this project. And what I was having trouble with, it seemed to be working before, was I couldn't write to the file. So, I would close the file and then try to write to it, and I would always get access denied. And I had opened everything with that sharing mode, deny write. But I'm sure that I was doing that before, and I was able to write to files. And then I would just close them, and then write, open it in writing mode with the same sharing file. And it failed. Access denied, access denied. I thought, well, maybe I don't understand what this sharing flag means. Like, what happens if I just make it open? No deny anything. Then it works. So even though I'd close the file, I guess there's something else I'm supposed to, oh no, and then I'd open it with deny write, which I assumed meant to deny other processes writing to the file. It denied my process as well from writing to the file. So it's kind of pointless to deny anything else if you're trying to keep your file from getting polluted. So I just ripped all that out and stopped using the sharing modes. And the opening, see there, it's a bit of a mess. The opening, read, and these two are the same. Read a file. The opening in this case is not happening here, because I have this general function that returns a pointer. Fills in your pointer to file. Now I could have opened it and passed that in, and I probably will, because the writing one, in the writing case, I do the opening. Now I don't know if I need this plus, probably not. I was trying different things. The plus here means you can write and read. So I put the plus here just in case I might want to read from it again. Now I think the files, once they're open, the other processes can't write to them anyway. So wait a minute now. This is not the same. This is incorrect. That's not what I wanted anyway. Hang on a sec. The read text file should be correct. Yeah, see, I changed that to just using the regular open with no sharing. Well, this still seems to work. open the file. Now, of course, there was a lot of mix-up with the various things that can happen. Like, if you fail to open the file, if you fail to write to one file, what do you do with what you already have? Should that remain pointing at the current file, and do you have to reopen it and all this stuff? And actually, in fact, that's what I do. If it in the right case, I try to open the file. There's no sharing mode set. That was important. Turn that off. So I could actually, I might as well do it. So, if we're not using the S, we might as well use the safe versions. Now this written error, no T. Error type equals open. And now it's the address of PF, file name, mode, and there's none of this share stuff. Now you can't make another comparison if I declare that in there. You can only declare after a single bracket. I'm staring at the microphone. Okay. Now let's see. Now if that expression is 0, then that's a good thing. So this is no good. I would have to either use my if and declare, or just declare this outside for now. Alright. If there's no error, then I'm assigning to my file thing the values of pointer to file and so on. Now, the pointer to file I had previously would have been closed, but I've still got in my pocket the old file name. So if all this fails, well, if this part fails, if the open fails, then I try and reopen the one that I had previously, and that seems to be okay. I don't know if this will work now. It should. If it compiles, it should work. There's no error. Actually, I should call this last error. If there's no last error, now the last error might change in here. I don't need this. And it's only, let's see, when is this thing ever useful? If it's not, I'm going to be assigning it again here. So this is just kind of, if I had it right before. Okay, now this is success, so I can say, I'll just set last error to 0. Otherwise I retreat it. Well, I don't have to retreat. Yes, I do. Because it's the right that would have failed. I'd have to get that from somewhere else. Otherwise, try to open. Here I could assign last error. This variable. And I'm pretty sure that's going to succeed, but I haven't been able to test it. Too many things went wrong. This is right now. Now, one of the things I changed was something at a very basic level, and so I know it will have affected a lot of other things, but not this. It shouldn't have affected this, because I made this change, and I changed it in such a way that I should get an assertion every time the thing that I changed is used with the wrong assumption. I should get an assert. And the assert didn't go off, so I should be okay. The assert will pick up all the wrong usages of that particular thing, whatever it is. So let's just run the program first. See if at least it still looks like a computer program. You can still open things up, I hope. Yeah, it's just a bit slow for some reason. Now, okay, well, let's just see some of that stuff. So that's the editing stuff and control keys and so on. Now, this switch should still give me a prompt. Switch, yeah, and that should be okay. I lose my star. I'm all okay. Now, just a regular switch should be okay. Now, if I edit, do that, say, I get my star, Control S or save should work. Now, the star went away. Now, remember this file with A. It was a.txt. I'll close this and see that worked on its own in real time. And that's gone. So Control S works. So actually, I'm finished with this menu. It was this Control S that was really getting me, because I couldn't. Well, this wasn't working. It kept saying access denied. I couldn't say. And then things that used to work stopped working, and I wasn't sure exactly why. Now the other thing that I'm starting to look at now is this find business. Now you'll notice that I selected some text and it wound up in here. Now this just doesn't do anything. None of these things do anything. And what that is, this find thing, it's a modeless dialog. Hey, oh, I didn't have text in there. Let's put some text in there. Now that's funny. I shouldn't have got both of those. That's weird. I think I should. I thought I did a stir. Oh, I probably removed the stir. It's funny it took it. Let's see. Here's what I have for the Control F message, which is fine. Now you'll notice how little code there is. This is reduced from like 40 pages down to this. And it's true what I meant to have a stir code here. There should be a carriage return prior to the line feed, and I don't want to have a double line thing and a single line search. I don't think it would work anyway. Up to some limit. There's a max. This here is not a very good name. It's reminding me what that thing is. The way it works is there's a function called find. Let's get a file up. And what it returns to you. See, now this should stop at code segment, and I won't allow 128 characters. So I could do this, and it's not going to give me any more than the first line. That's fine. Starts up this modeless dialog, and you get a handle to window. Now, a modeless dialog is a dialog that's running as this line. After this line is complete, the dialog is still up there. Okay, and your program underneath is running as normal. So, like if I search here, I can still go around and do stuff. The program's still going. I can even go to the menus here. Now I've cut all of these things off. I'll have to figure out how to just disable this bar. You can't Alt F4, nothing works. Right? Until you get it out of this. And I'm just doing it by brute force. Also, to determine when this thing is gone is the lowest level, or nearly the lowest level, window. Now there are these message loops, and when you have a modeless dialog up, ignoring this first part, this is me trying to figure out if it's still alive. Starting from here. Now this here, VAR, is either just a true or translate accelerate. Okay? Now if there's a modeless up, that's what this thing tells us, then you call this function first. And if that thing returns true, then there's no more, you should not do any more processing. So the reason for that is so that these keys will work. Otherwise, it won't work, the keyboard. Similarly, for this, the accelerators have a similar feature that, you can't see it here, but in this case, that line is in there. And if that returns, now this is not, if not translated, then you do it. Okay, so if this thing is true, right. This is the same thing, except I could have done this with a not, right? If not all this, then go on and do this. So it's the same idea. It's just saying it's already completed doing the work, and this part doesn't need to be done. Similarly for this one. So that allows the modeless dialog to run. It's single-threaded. It's just that some of the messages go here, and some of the messages go here. If the keyboard focus is down here, then that's where the keys go. If it's up here, then they go in here. All right. And one of the things I had trouble with was switching from one file to another. Suppose I go to this file. What would happen was it would switch and everything, but the cursor would still be wherever it was, here or something. And the only solution I found for that was I just set the whole set text with a Windows message, set text to of the box to nothing, and that seems to bring the cursor back to here. And then set the text handle part, and the cursor goes up to the top. And that's just a hack. I don't know how you're supposed to do it. Okay, now how does this searching work? Well, just like the crazy open file and save file dialogues, it's one of those magic dialogues that involves a function and a struct. In this case, the function, the magic function, is called find text. See, look, find text, exactly what I was looking for. Darn it. Here it is. Okay, so it's something that returns an h-lint and takes a structure. Now this structure, it doesn't make a copy of this structure, so the structure itself has to be valid throughout the duration of the lifetime of this window. So therefore, first I was out malloking it, and then I realized, well, why don't I just, declare one in my class, and I'll just pass that to it. And here I had a malloc string, and then I again realized, well, why don't I just add one to this struct, and then pass that in, and then everything's okay. Then, of course, the next problem is to find what. And that's when I started working on this edit control and getting the selected text. Now, getting the selected text is not that hard. This thing already comes with a function called getCellText that takes int and an int. Not this one. It's near the same declaration. Int star and an int star. Okay, here, the void version, reference, okay. They had reference, it's funny, they have pointers, I put references, but they have references, I put pointers. Now the way that this works is that this just tells you the offset in the buffer of the start of the selection, and this is the offset of the end of the selection. And in order to get the text out, you just get the buffer and copies those characters from here to here. Now, of course, that's too much work for me. So I turn that into this here function. But optionally, you can retrieve these start and end positions by passing non-null things into here. Well, then I spent half a day working on this line, but it eventually works. And because I'm using this get handle, which is a handle to a local heap, which is something that you lock and then you unlock all the time, right? And all over the place, and I haven't fixed it up. At least one place. Where would it be? Here, I guess. I do a lock, and I have to unlock it. It's in like 3 different places. Save as. Is that it? Do file save. Yeah, it was when I started combining these together was when all the trouble started. They look the same though. I get the handle to the thing. Now I can use my auto. And so it's got to be unlocked here for return. Now this takes a file name and an encoding. Now we try to write to the file and then we can unlock the thing here, and it's not so bad for only 2 spots. If there was a success, okay, actually this comment doesn't count anymore because there used to be something underneath here where I was. See this clear from MRU? What that does is it walks through and tries to find anything that are matches and remove them from the list, matches to this path. Now a match doesn't mean the same string, it means the same file. So it's actually got to look at the, if it's a subst and so on. And that was failing all the time. Unless I closed the file first. So I'd close the file and then I could do this check. And I thought that was kind of dumb. Why can't I just check to see if 2 things are the same? I'm not doing anything with a file. And then I discovered that I was making a mistake in this file equivalence compare path names. This here, I had this completely wrong, this flag, and I've already mentioned probably that create file is one of these things where it's very easy to get it wrong, and way back it was failing. I don't know how far back I have to go. You can see a lot of stuff has changed. That says normal. Generic read. Yeah, it shouldn't be generic read. It should be just read it. I just want to read attributes in this case. But even further back, I'm sure I had something even more different. No, it's not. I thought I had something wrong. Oh, I see. One of my mistakes was I ended up, when I tried to fix this, I ended up changing this one by accident. And so, it took a while to track that down. So yes, if you want to just read a file's attributes and you've got that file open already, it's not going to let you read it, even though it's your file and you've got it open and you own the handle to it. You still can't do this, where this is another open of the file. And here it said file attributes normal or something, standard file attributes. Is that what I have? Oops. Read file attributes. Generic read, yeah. You don't want that. Generic read would be this might be wrong too, I don't know. But generic read it means that you can read throughout the entire file, and this won't allow you to do that for some reason, even if it's your file. But the weird thing was that You could open it again and read it. I don't know. It's too complicated. Just, stick with your one handle. Thank God this works, because I really do need to compare those names. And I don't like the idea of having to close the file just so I can make a comparison. So here there's no opening and reopening and closing or anything. It's just adding a name to the list. That's for the most recently used list. Set the title bar. Now here I'm setting modify to false, and this is do file save. Write text to file. Now the reason I've got to set modify to false, of course, is because I'm using this now in two cases. Do I need to do it? Do I need to do it? Or maybe I don't. Let's see. Because even if I do Control S, which is the change, I'm using this now in two cases. The part of save as that I want to use for just a regular save. Let's choose our friend here. Now if I do Control S, see? It did save it, but it didn't. Oops. Yes, I want to quit. You'll see that it did save it. It did change it and save it, but the flag didn't get set. Can't tell. Oh no, it was blank before, so it did work, right? Now, the reason it worked previously without me having to do that was because what was that? I was setting the handle to the now wait a minute here. What does this do again? Oh, write to file. Forget it. Never mind. I was just thinking about the MRU list. It gets confusing. All its files changing and things possibly failing and canceling, people canceling out. Oh, one of the things I did, which you might find cute, I did this by hand, so it's not, that great, but I gave myself my own extension called Note, see? For Notepad³. Yes, it said cubed. 4 of them. Now, this actually is associated with a release build, which is in my utils directory, so I can run that one with this. That's not the same version that I'm running now. And I just did this in a registry. And if you take, for instance, a text file and say text file and open with, see, it comes up in this list, which is what I wanted. Now this text, I got it. It's there. All right. And now it kept saying application before. So that's fixed. It just sort of found its, okay. The next dimension. See the 3 back, in leet, that's 3 as an E. So Notepad³, the next, never mind. Yeah, okay, so now, as far as opening goes, I put my extension and the text extension together, like that. Now previously I would not have put this in here, 2 extensions, but it's fine, it's okay. It doesn't accept this as valid or anything, but again, it lets me see that it's not here, it's in my face, that I'm only looking at that particular category of files. Note files, yes, that's cubed, Notepad cubed, or measly old text. Okay. Save as should still be working, and see. Let's change it to big endian. Now you see that? Now, it still says ANSI, doesn't it? But that's probably just a bug. Let me switch to something. I mean, a bug to do with me not, rereading it or something. I bet you that saved it properly to this UTF-8. It did. See? I mean, a Unicode big endian with no question. Notepad. When you change the encoding, it asks that question again. Right? Do you want to overwrite the font? So there's another bug to add to my list. When I changed the encoding, I forgot to change. I didn't check for a change in encoding. See, save as blah blah blah. Come down with success. Set modify, set title blah. Now see, if I reopen the file, and I should, or at least just get its type. Yeah, you can do that. It's open for reading and writing. I haven't closed it. So if I made a little function called, get encoding, get file encoding, and pass it the file name, I should be able to do that. Now that I turn that stupid sharing thing off. So that's something I want to fix. Add that to my to-do. And frame change file that first one, the top one, doesn't look like a long to-do list. It's like this forget that. This whole open file dialog thing it's a big mess, and I want to clean it up. It's working, but it's a hack. It's a standard. It's your standard everyday hack. It's working for now and has to be cleaned up. And a lot of other things in here are like that, like this, the way I'm using this file. Things are mixed up. But in terms of proof of concept, I know now pretty much how it's going to go, at least for the searching. There's nothing to that, really. Given that all of the functions that this little edit thing can do, you can go to the current line, you can select text, you can replace selected text, you can get the current line, and so on and so forth. And what happens is that dialog sends, every time it does something, Every time the user does something, it sends a special message back. And I gave it it's one of those registered window messages. Where is it now? Here. This is the find replace special message, system-wide message. Oh no, it can't. But no, it is system-wide. It's a system-wide message. Yeah, that's fine. Whose name is this, find message string. And that program startup, I register it, and I should be receiving these messages whenever somebody does something with the boss. And depending on what they did, the W param and L param will have different values. It might say the user said find again, or the user said search up, right? And all of those things get filled into this structure. If I just put a dot here, you'll see all the stuff that. No, it's in the flag, so you can't really see. Oh, it's just there. In the flags, it tells you what might have happened. Whole word was selected or something, right? Replace was selected. Replace all was asked for. This is something you pass in, I think. Yeah. You can show a help message or not. Some of these are in things, and some of these are out things, and some of these are both. There's a hook thing, of course. I think you can make a hook without having to add a special control. Yeah, I'm sure you can. You can have a hook with no templates or anything, and that might be useful in the case where you want to know what before it. You want to know if it's going to die or something, but I don't think you need it. Everything should be in this structure. You know, they don't want they want case insensitive, right? If now they tell you some of these things are, well, most of these things have double meanings. If you set this particular flag when you initialize the dialog, then that disables. Then that does this. It disables the casing checkbox, right? If it's something that you see happen following the reception of one of these messages, then that means that was requested from the user, and so on. Similarly, match case if set indicates the search should be case sensitive only. If not set, a checkbox is given so the user can choose. Now hide up down. If set when initialized, hide the up down values. Hide match case. Now you can hide the. Now that's weird. I'm not sure why. Why you would hide the match case. Oh yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, you hide it in the case where when you're not allowing the choice, so you might as well hide it. Hide the things that you're disabling. But then why disable them if they're hidden? Anyway. So, it's another great big mystery to go and figure this one out. And that mystery, amongst others, time. That's that. Okay. So there's a big deal to go on with that. Some of it's been simplified already. There's a font dialog box for choosing a font. These we've, still working on it. Don't care about printing. Okay, so what does that leave? There's a color. There's no colors in our world because we're not using a rich edit thing. And that's it, right? So just figure out what's left in our program. The whole first menu, the whole first menu is done, I believe. At least all of those things work. Everything in here works except for print. Whatever. Most of this works. The box comes up. You just have to make it work. This works. All these things work. This works. There's only the one undo. That's all you get. And then there's help. Well, I don't think I'm gonna make a help file. Maybe I could load up a text file into here. How to use it? Refer to no. Oh, that's one thing. Yeah. You know this message. Was it in here? If I do this and then I switch. No, that's not the one. It's when I'm exiting. No. Oh, this one. Right. We need something antsy. And I put something non-antsy, and I try to save. See this text? Now I got that out of Notepad. And what Notepad has, oh yeah, well, let me do it that way. What I need to C drive. What Notepad has is a string table. See? So I was thinking of, and I just took it, this is the string, right? I just copied it. Well, they've got all these strings here. And I know every system has notepad.exe, right? On it. So actually I could take these strings, use these strings from my program and not have to, copy them in. Just take them from Notepad directly by finding it in the path. Or I could just copy the string table and then figure out how to use the string table. So a few things more to think about. All right. Well, all right. I guess that's it. I don't have anything to add at this point. I mean, a lot of stuff happened and it was all in the comments, especially in here. One of the things to do was everything came crashing down when I tried to figure out that invalid path thing. I realized one of the things I was doing was definitely wrong. Where is that path valid? What was it? Valid. Here. At this point, I had extract directory, right? Checking for wildcards. But I'd forgotten that extract directory converts the string, whatever I have, into a full path. But this thing is already trying to decide if it's a valid path, right? I can't start. I mean, I can do one thing or another thing, but I can't do that. But it also had a flag, and the flag was called include directory, include drive. It's called extract directory, and so I changed that very, very basic function because it's wrong. You see, where is it? Here. In the past, I did this. Split path of get full path name, right? But that's not what this is supposed to do. That's not what I think it's supposed to do. I think it's supposed to do it's just a wrapper around split path. But so there's no call for calling this function. And this thing defaults to adding a drive specifier, right? Which is, it's doing what it's more than it's supposed to do. All it should do is extract the directory part that split path would, this element of whatever was passed in. If whatever was passed in didn't have a directory, then you should get nothing back. Now a lot of things use this extract directory function and might be relying on the fact that they never received empty things back before, and so I got a lot of assertions. Every time I get one of those assertions, I go and fix it. Basically, it's going to. Now, see, this is also wrong. Extract drive is wrong. That should already be a full path, right? So I gotta fix that one as well. Wait a minute. This can't be right. Are they all like that? Oh my god. If it's not a relative path. No, they're all wrong. Okay. Well, I gotta fix them all now, see? It's a big mess. What these functions are supposed to do, I think, is extract a particular element from a full path given, right? Or maybe not a full path, but whatever is given in, it should just call split path on that. And if you want to do this as well, you have to do it yourself. So you see, that's why it takes a long time to do these things. I discover along the way that I've done things wrong. This is correct. This is what it should do. Now this thing, want drive, special type, still doesn't make any assumptions. It takes this path, splits it up, and takes out the drive and the directory, and that's it. And the others are supposed to do the same. And maybe I could make a set of functions that have different names, right? And that way I can track down where I'm using these. I'll make all the other ones, maybe I'll make all these not compile, and then I can track down all where I'm using them, and basically take this part and put it outside first. That way, that way you can see as you're reading the code whether or not you're dealing with a full path or relative path. Okay, that's too long already. See you.